Well, here, let me give you a hug.
Oh,
Because now you're gonna hug from a real role model.
yes, real role model.
So what I said is that it's the start of a new era, and I believe that because I don't think I'm just the face of women's division. I think I'm a face of AEW and a face of the industry right now, and I take a lot of pride in that because I work my ass off. And like I said on Busted Open, you can't look away when I talk, when I open my mouth. So as an undeniable talent, this is my time.
Your parents were sitting in the crowd, and they were so proud of you and so hyped for you. It was pretty much nonstop energy. How did it feel for you to finally cement that victory and win the championship with your parents in attendance and cheered you on right through?
Yeah, we've come a long way from that lying to my parents about where I was driving late at night to wrestling training because I was afraid to tell them I wanted to be a wrestler. But it's so surreal because my family, I'm so close with them. They're my rock, my core, and to have them there for this and to see how excited they were, it's just something I'll have forever and ever and ever. It's like it's better than any birthday or graduation. I mean, my life right now is professional wrestling, and my family is my life. So when they get to combine, it's unbelievable.
How do you feel about NWA Women's Champion Serena Deeb, and would you like to see that title stick around AEW?
Sure, if it means more women's wrestling on our product, absolutely. And I think Serena's one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet. So I would love to lock up with Serena because I want to work with the best of the best.
Britt, do you think that the title validates you, or do you validate the title?
I think a little bit of both because, you know, I talk a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, you got to have this to say you're the best and mean it, and here I have it. But at the same time, I think I'm going to do a lot for this title and take it into this new era.
I think back to that opening press conference here in Jacksonville 2 years ago. You're the first talent introduced there. Now you're here, it's a totally different person. Where in your journey did you find yourself to help elevate you to get to this point?
I don't think it's an exact moment. It's a process of learning who you are and being comfortable with it and confident with it. Confidence is everything, and that's something that you have to learn. It's sometimes you learn the hard way, but you got to learn it.
At that press conference, you were the first woman announced in the company, and that brought on a lot of sometimes unjustified criticism.
Yeah.
And then you hear the reaction tonight. A lot of those people have changed their opinion on you in that time. How does that feel?
You know, of course I have mixed feelings about it because there was a lot of criticism early on, really harsh criticism, and that's fine because maybe maybe some of them were right, maybe I wasn't ready, but I learned how to be a TV wrestler, TV entertainer in front of the world. That was my growing process, and everybody got to see it. And I think some of those fans, along with the journey, that's why they changed their tune, is because they got to grow with me. And now I'm one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet. So,
Is the championship coming to you?
Absolutely. The staff already said if I win it, I got to bring it into the dental office. So 100%.
How's it, being like the new face of AEW in a lot of ways? How's it kind of feel to kind of be the face of Pittsburgh in a lot of ways?
Oh
when
man,
you come
what
from,
a brutal year for Pittsburgh. So
Right.
somebody's got to do it, right? Somebody's got to be the hero of Pittsburgh. So I'm happy to do it. We're repping the 412.
Britt, your match against Thunder Rosa a few months back with an unsanctioned match, I felt like since that match, you dropped a lot of blood, obviously sacrificed a lot, but it changed you a lot. It changed your personality, changed your attitude. What did that match mean to you, and what did it mean to you now by the other champion?
It wasn't the match itself. Well, the match itself was absolutely miserable, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, that's something I was hurting from for a long time, but the reaction to the match is what really showed me, like, man, I mean something to professional wrestling right now, and I'm helping change the tides, and that just boosts my confidence even more to coming into this championship title match. So if I am fortunate enough to be such a needle mover in wrestling, which I believe I am, it's time. You know, I have to be the champ, so I had to win.
Britt, with all eyes on women's wrestling right now, both the lovers and the haters, how do you feel any pressure right now? You know, everybody's talking about the fact that you're going to be the face of the AEW women's division. Do you feel any pressure?
There's always pressure, and if there's not pressure, you probably shouldn't be in this industry. But pressure makes diamonds, and you know we're shining bright here tonight, right?
What are you doing to celebrate the victory? Anything you're going to do
yeah. So my family's here. We're gonna, we'll after party, take some shots. We gotta do it. We'll call my grandma, tell her I won. So yeah, it's my family's here. So there's nothing better. I called my boyfriend already. He's super happy. So it's a really cool night, and it's awesome that I have my family here. I just can't get over that enough.
Britt, you mentioned that you kind of learned to be a TV wrestler over the past year. Was there a particular piece of advice or a particular moment that you had along the way that you feel sort of propelled you an extra step?
It's really just learning the people that I clicked with to ask for advice, which I've been very open. I mean, I have a very close working relationship with Tony Khan, and in a lot of ways, I owe everything to him because he believed in me when I almost didn't believe in myself. When a lot of people doubted me, he's always believed in Dr. Britt Baker. So, I mean, I owe my championship title in some way to having some Tony Khan faith on the line. But Chris Jericho, I say it 100 times, I love picking Ricky Stark's brain. Cody, even though I hate him, he has a great mind for wrestling. Kenny, Jerry Lynn, Dustin, we have so many excellent coaches here. You're an idiot if you don't take advantage of it. And as soon as I really dialed in and was like, hey, I want to be the best, everything just kind of fell into place.
You were just talking about celebrating, and you were saying you guys celebrating. But being able to meet your boyfriend, and you have to share a moment with Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
So what was that moment like to finally have that hug with him?
So, Tony is one of my best friends. We talk all the time, we FaceTime, like we're very close, and he had a lot to do with who I am today. He's the one holding the microphone for my first promos ever, and he's to be, my working husband, to go to say, and then one of my best friends outside. To have him there was so important. I can't imagine this night without having a hug from Tony Schiavone, because he's such a part of who I am, and it was really special, and I'll always remember what he said to me.
What are we doing?
Every championship or every champion, any of the teams who went there won as a champion. They didn't have to look at George or the Alex and Steve who brought it to that. She'd have looked to the Windsor and what impact did you hope to then to the as the
I just want to continue what I'm doing because it's working. Boosting the TV ratings, the merchandise sales, the star power. When I'm on the screen, I want everybody to be watching, and whoever I'm in the ring with, by default, they're watching them too. So that's what I want to do, is elevate the women's group.
You mentioned not liking Cody too much. Is any of that alleviated now that you finally got your action figure?
No, it's not.
How many does he have?
12, and 10 more on the way, I'm sure. But we'll see who sells better. We'll see. Little Britt's gonna, to the moon.
One thing that's great that we don't talk about enough is you and how you guys together have kind of built each other on screen. You have this great chemistry together, and that kind of helps kind of bring you out in personality. Talk about what it means for both of you to share this moment together, and just have her be a part of it.
She's just like Tony Schiavone, she's a huge part of of Dr. Baker DMD. I'm never without Reba. And inside the ring, outside of my ring, she's my right-hand woman, and keeps me sane and keeps me a little insane too when I need to be. So I have nothing but love for Reba.
Because the balance of doing dentistry and wrestling, is that you find it more therapeutic in a lot of ways to have that kind of balance in life, or is it a lot stressful?
I always say I think dentistry helps keep me grounded, because this world is so crazy and it's chaos. It's a lot of alter egos, but dentistry, it keeps me grounded, and it reminds me of the hard work I put in to get there, because it was 8 years of dental school. So I didn't want to just throw that out the door when I was a wrestler. And that's ultimately why I'm at AEW, is because I got to do both careers.
Britt, are you going to display your title at your office?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, for sure. My staff would kick me out if I didn't bring it in.
How did you handle backstage a lot of the criticism over the past year before you kind of came along, had some stellar matches, really got everybody talking about the women's division, but before that there was a lot of criticism.
Yeah.
What were you saying backstage? How were you handling that when people were saying those things?
it's just a growing and a learning process, and it's hard because you never. I mean, it's hard to hear it in mass quantities, which I was, but you have to. Even if you're the best in the business, you have to have criticism. You're never going to get better. I just happen to have a lot of it, so I got a lot better.
Well, I meant as the division as a whole.
Well, so the division as a whole, I think most of the criticism was the time, TV time, and none of us, almost none of us had any TV experience. So like I said, we were all learning and growing together as a division in front of your eyes, and I think it's kind of a bit of our charm and why people are jumping on the bandwagon now, because it's like, oh man, I remember when, Britt Baker couldn't hold a microphone, and now look at her. So I think that's why a lot of people are really along for the ride.
And I know I'm not supposed to follow up, but do you have any female producers right now working backstage with the women's division?
Not specifically, but I think at some point, I mean, Serena Deeb was a coach at NXT, WWE, and she's a fantastic in-ring performer, but at some point, we'd be fools not to use her.
Agreed.
But in terms of your professional achievements, I'm sorry. Okay, so in terms of your professional achievements, where does this rank right here tonight?
I mean, it's got to be the best of the best. This is AEW Women's Champion. This is my life right now. I'm a dentist. I am a dentist, and that will always be that'll be my career until I can't walk anymore, because I can't sit at home and be retired. I'll go crazy. But right now, this is my life. Wrestling is my life, and I'm so happy that I get to show that I'm the best of the best in what I think is the best wrestling company in the industry today.
Thank you, Britt.